Hey everyone, xHarbz here back again. Going to be reviewing my Week 13 on Draftkings. I just did a separate video reviewing my King of the Beach team. I ended up doing okay in that, but obviously would have liked to win. Anyway, I'm going to be looking at my cash team on the week and some of my tournament teams in the Millie Maker, the big $10 and tiers contests. So let's jump right in. Looking at my cash team, it was a Jameis to Godwin team, similar to what I did in King of the Beach, with Lindsey and McCaffrey as well. So for the plays I love the best in the week, also had Kenny Golladay and Adam Thielen, but I went chalk at tight end with Eric Ebron and Spencer Ware in the flex, chalk again, and Broncos. So the only difference between this team and my King of the Beach team is having Ebron at tight end. And my King of the Beach team, I took Njoku for the leverage. But yeah, solid team. Got second in the $530 50-50 to Chipotle Addict, who I believe had Kelsey. Who came in a very low owned in this, 2.9%. Yeah, looks like everyone was really using Ebron. But I think it's a solid construction. Getting Lindsey McCaffrey is obviously just amazing on a week like this. Lindsey much lower owned in cash than he was in King of the Beach. Yeah, just a solid team overall. You can just basically lock in Godwin, Ebron, and Ware to your cash teams, I believe. Shout out to Adam Levitan again. He said this on his Swallowcast review, Swallow review. And getting the Broncos D getting 14 points is nice. I'm surprised they came in this low owned. I think people just don't really understand what to do with defense a lot of the time. They're trying too hard to go with defenses that will prevent points, maybe. I'm not sure if I'm correct in this assumption, but I'm mostly looking for defenses that are going to generate a lot of sacks and a lot of pressure, and that leads to turnovers and possibly pick sixes. And getting it against a quarterback that's a backup is a bonus, and also missing both their first string and second string left tackles, so they had to start a third stringer against elite pass rushers. Anyway, Lindsey, great matchup against the Bengals, Christian McCaffrey, basically just a lock in cash, given his usage, given the matchup. I mean, I figured there's no way he's getting less than 20. Like, a 20-point floor with a 50-point upside is pretty solid. So, Kenny Golladay, expecting to have a good target share, and Adam Thielen, I expected to have a pretty nice matchup. Yeah, the wide receiver was pretty tough in the week, kind of, honestly, other than the Bucs wide receiver you played, whether it was Godwin or Humphries, and Godwin, I thought had more upside. Ebron, just massive chalk with Doyle out. Colts scored 0 points, and he still scored 16.2. And Spencer Ware was just like a lock in cash, and 91.4% of people played him, so shout out to the 8.6% paying the rake, even though he didn't go off if you faded him, so you could have won if you faded him, but anyways, move on to the more interesting tournaments. Let's look at the high step for tiers. I didn't get in the Wildcat this week. I don't think there was one for tiers. I'm not sure. So I entered the $400 high step, 11 people, 2K to first, won this. My tiers team, which I put in every contest in tiers pretty much, besides like a few, actually was basically the nuts this week. It won most of the contests I put it in, which is nice. It was Cam Newton in Tier 1, who was pretty much the clear choice, 81.8%. Ben Roethlisberger in Tier 2. I almost went with Jameis just for the opposing QB1 correlations, and it would have been a little better, but I ended up going Ben because I thought he had even more upside and just as safe a floor as Jameis, and he could easily outscore him. Not the game log watch, but 25, 26, 38, 25... going back, and then he's at home. Obviously, there's the Pittsburgh at home narrative, which I actually do believe is a boost to Big Ben. So I also paired him with Antonio Brown in Tier 4, which is nice. I'm surprised he came in this low owned. Christian McCaffrey in Tier 3. I assume most people who didn't play him just played Gurley. Let's look. Yep, Gurley came in at 54%. Makes sense. I think McCaffrey's match was better, honestly, and he sees, honestly, more usage on that team than Gurley, perhaps. Not as involved in the red zone, but I'd take the usage any day. And Tony Brown paired with Big Ben. Tier 4, getting him was crucial for me. Who else was there? Saquon was there. I thought he was a fine play, but I was definitely taking AB in a great match against the Chargers, where people have been talking him down all week. Mike Evans was there and was not playing him, especially if I didn't play Jameis in Tier 2. Yeah, it looks like Saquon's the majority choice there. Keenan Allen, Tier 5. If I was playing Big Ben AB, I wanted someone to run it back. Keenan Allen in a great spot. I knew Melvin Gordon was out, so that adds to Keenan Allen's market share of targets, believe it or not. I didn't think Eckler is just going to completely take over for Melvin Gordon, even though Eckler is a great player. Tier 5, who else was in Tier 5? James Conner, solid play. Yeah, most people played him. Odell was interesting. I thought he was a fine play. Chicago hasn't been great against the outside, but I'm not taking someone who's QB's Eli against the pass rush of Chicago. Yeah, James Conner. Okay, so yeah, getting Keenan Allen, obviously crucial. He was a 39.8, amazing. I've been playing him every week, and he goes off in the Island game. I feel like Peter Jennings, CSU 88, shout out to him, and Amari Cooper, but I'll take it. He helped me in tiers. Tier 6, Travis Kelce. Needed to have him for sure. 27.3. Who didn't play Kelce? So I can see. Oh, Aaron Jones is in that tier, and he was basically all the other ownership. Yeah, I thought Aaron Jones was a fine play. I was definitely taking Kelce because the Chiefs' offense is going to count for many more touchdowns than Green Bay's, I thought. And also, the weather was a bit better, even though weather doesn't really bad weather is better for running backs, actually. But yeah, and he had a better matchup, Kelce, against the Raiders, even though Arizona was a pretty good matchup running back-wise. Galladay in Tier 7. I believe the best Tier 7 play was James White, but there was no way I was finding him over Galladay. And then Tier 8, Philip Lindsay was a stone lock for me. And I don't know what you're doing if you didn't play him. Try to find someone who didn't. Josh Gordon? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. So yeah, tiers went very well for me. That was nice. Moving on to the Millionaire Maker, the $100 Million Maker this week. I think I had 11 teams. Yeah, 11 teams in this. So slight profit in this. Had a nice sweat in it with Tyreek Hill, even though Tyreek Hill dudded, so that kind of stunk. But wasn't this team. But let's see. My best team was a Jameis, Lindsey McCaffrey, Godwin team. Surprise, surprise. With Thielen, Robert Woods instead of Galladay this time. Ebron, Spencer Ware, Broncos. So this is a team I almost had in the King of the Beach, which would have been pretty sweet, having 187.86. But didn't end up having it. Had in the million, which is fine. Next team, a Mahomes. This one had Aaron Jones, Lindsey, Conley, Godwin, Tyreek, Kelce, Ware, Chiefs. So basically a Chiefs full stack with 5 Chiefs in the defense against the Raiders, and then threw in Godwin, Lindsey, Aaron Jones. I don't know how viable these are in super large field tourneys, but given the Million Maker's only 44K this week, I thought it easily could have won if the Chiefs put like 50 points, and yeah, I think it was a great team, to be honest. Tyreek kind of killed it, and other than that, it was fine. I want to find this team where I had a sweat in it. Yeah, this was it. So this team had a nice sweat. Jameis, Lindsey, McCaffrey, Godwin, Humphreys. So double Tampa Bay wide receivers. With DJ Moore, we got 10.5, which was fine, and Ebron, and then Tyreek and Broncos. So going in late, I just had Tyreek left, and the team had 172 with Tyreek left. So I thought if Tyreek put up like 50 or something, I might have a chance to do pretty decent. Obviously, the team would have been amazing if I played Kelce over Ebron and then flexed in someone who went off, but can't have everything. So it looks like my worst team. It's a pretty good week and all. Looks like it was a Jameis, Lindsey, Ware team with Galladay. Played Julio in this one against Baltimore. Wow, I came in a lot higher than I thought he would. I thought he'd be like 8%, 14. It's called higher than I thought. DJ Moore, David Njoku, Robert Woods, and Bears D. Yeah, I think the process is fine in this team. Decided to pay down at running back so I can get in some higher priced wide receivers with Julio, Galladay, and Woods, and then DJ Moore. So 4 wide receiver team, and then the Njoku at tight end for the leverage, and Bears D. Yeah, I'm fine with this team. Okay, let's look at the last contest, the $2 million mini-max, which I could have won easily, and I'm very upset at myself for making a mistake that cost me winning this. There were 235,000 entrants. I had 69 teams. My best team got 61st, which is obviously amazing, top 1%. It was a Mahomes-Kelsey team with no Spencer Ware, which is pretty sweet. One of the few teams I didn't play Ware on, with Aaron Jones, McCaffrey, Lindsey, Conley, Godwin, Curtis Samuel, and Broncos D. 222.2. And the way this team could have won, or not even this team, I could have made another team with the exact same players, but one difference. I could have played Dante Pettis over Chris Conley, who cost the exact same price at $3,800, and it would have won first with getting over 240 points. So obviously I'm very tilted myself for that, because the thing you should be doing in these GBPs is making sure you're capturing leverage and upside. And we knew Pettis had decent upside with Garcon out and Goodwin out. So just not playing him at 3,800, same price as Conley, on the exact same team, is just an unforgivable mistake that other people who had this team that are pros would not have made this mistake. I know if like Chipotle Addict or someone had this team in their pool, or in their team of like, they play 150 teams, but if they had it, they would have had the team with Pettis instead of Conley. So very upset at myself for not having that team. Would have won first for 250K. Ended up making a nice profit in this contest, but just very, very tilting when you get 61st of 230,000 or whatever, which is top 1%, and it pays $750, which is not bad. 75x your buy-in, but when first is 250K, it seems like it's not that much. Anyway, I added a lot of decent teams here. Scroll through a few. Similar team. This one had Thielen. Thielen could have gone off. Would have been nice too. Similar team, just with Packers D instead of Broncos D on this one. Yeah, some more similar teams. Okay, let's look at the worst team. 114.2, the second team I put in. Interesting. A Newton to DJ Moore, Greg Olsen team. Double stack. Olsen got hurt with Mike Evans running back. Okay, yep. No Godwin in this one, which is, I played like 95, 96% Godwin, so it's one of the few teams I didn't have him on. Galladay, DJ Moore, I said that, Spencer Ware, Packers D. Yeah, just fine process plays that didn't end up working out. I'm fine with this. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, leave a like if you enjoyed. Hope you have a great day.